Women's material? Why does Harry think that about Meghan? Greetings and welcome to the World of Royal Staff's channel. I'm not here to incite hatred, but the Harry and Meghan situation does worry me. Starting with H.G. Tudor's writing, she claimed that during their relationship, Meghan gave Harry a golden phase, which is a narcissist trap designed to trap their victims. She was making Harry feel like the true king, not William, by mimicking Harry and his deceased mother, sharing similar likes and dislikes, showering him with compliments and spicy spooning, being a good listener and being a good spooner. She effectively led Harry to believe that she was his perfect match. So let's be honest. What set her apart from the other LA-based pretend socialite narcs? The simple solution is that Harry is not a catch. There are certainly plenty of narc gold diggers who could have bombed him, but very few of them could have put up with him for the entire courting phase, let alone envision a commitment to a short marriage. Although Meghan is undoubtedly working for money, we should give her credit for being aware of what she was getting into. The situation has been made worse by Richard Grannon of YouTube calling Meghan a typical malignant narcissist. He asserts that she was probably bored with Harry after just a few weeks of dating and is only still with him because it gives her narcissistic gratification to hear other people rave about how fantastic it is to date a prince. Can you really blame her, I ask? Even if it means being with someone she isn't actually in love with, who wouldn't want to be in her position? See, Richard Grannon on YouTube has provided us with important insight into Meghan's deranged thinking. I wholeheartedly concur with his description of her as a classic malignant narcissist. Throughout the first several weeks of dating, she grew tired of Harry. So why did she continue? The plan is straightforward: to give her irrational ego the satisfaction of believing she is dating a royal. Given that he has already acknowledged having narcissistic characteristics himself, not to mention his father's abusive criminal past, we don't currently know where he gets off making these assertions. Don't get me wrong, some people seem to think he is the most funny, relatable, and knowledgeable narc expert online, but in a neighborhood rife with grifters, is it really saying much? I have to question some of his decisions. Not to mention that Sam Vaknin, a man who has been labeled as a psychopath and is widely regarded as the foremost expert on narcissism, is friendly with Grannon. So that's comforting, isn't it? Yet Grannon seems to be skirting the issue when it comes to Meghan, avoiding making a definitive statement about whether or not she has narcissistic personality disorder. It almost seems as though he's simply another opportunistic con man trying to cash in on the most recent celebrity incident. Do we really believe this alleged expert? You have to make that choice. Yet Grannon seems to be skirting the issue when it comes to Meghan, avoiding making a definitive statement about whether or not she has narcissistic personality disorder. It almost seems as though he's simply another opportunistic con man trying to cash in on the most recent celebrity incident. Do we really believe this alleged expert? You have to make that choice. Now let's talk about Meghan's fondness of flaunting her false doe eyes. They're an act to keep up her facade rather than a statement of true love. Meghan's body language during their courting and the engagement interview was a blatant red flag that something wasn't right. She was acting the entire time and putting on a fake performance. She lacked the true gleam in her eyes and other subtle facial expressions that would have shown her true emotions. She never did more than just act. She maintained her Suits persona throughout their wedding ceremony as well. Same bogus act, identical facial expressions and motions. I then understood that she was a total liar and had never been in love with Harry. It's amazing how Harry was duped into thinking she was in love with him by her act. It is obvious that Meghan fell in love with the notion of being a princess rather than with Harry. We can assert that the issue here is the truth, not hatred. The phony marriage between Harry and Meghan is supported by the flimsy ego of a sick narcissist. The sooner we acknowledge reality, the sooner we can begin to address the true problems that lie beneath this facade. We can't help but note how Harry's flaws and shortcomings are coming to light as we learn more about their contentious love story. Spare has revealed that Harry is conceited and less bright than one may anticipate of a monarch. In all actuality, he has changed into a middle-aged boy who is constantly angry. Who could have possibly envisaged kissing and sleeping with him, one wonders. It makes me ill just to think about it. Harry is infamous for torturing animals and is consumed by his jealousy of his brother and his deceased mother. He doesn't give much room for admiration with his personality. The fact that the best ladies in his upper-class social circles have already been snatched up by the best men and the remaining women are forced to settle for Harry is not surprising. Harry was scraping the bottom of the barrel in search of love, turning to Instagram to locate a date. It's ridiculous that he needed a dog filter to locate a woman who would take him. According to the Mirror, Harry's physique reeked of alcohol and smokes when Katie, who conducted an interview with him in 2014, visited him during a polo match in Brazil. It is obvious that Harry's only saving grace is his status as a prince, which gave him an advantage. Yet it now appears that even that is insufficient. It's difficult to understand that anyone would. It's obvious that Harry's only saving grace is his status as a prince, which gave him an advantage. Yet it now appears that even that is insufficient. It's difficult to understand that anyone would voluntarily choose to be with Harry, given his lack of intelligence, his unsettling obsessions, and his unpleasant personality. Not to mention the media attention the ladies in the family face when they date one of the men. She was able to see past all of that and go on to become a well-known, wealthy, and accomplished princess and duchess. Harry had a lot of personal baggage and wasn't the most appealing bachelor, according to Bauer's book. He lacked intelligence, was impolite, obsessed with the media, and was immature. Despite this, Meghan didn't see him as a lifetime companion. Rather, she regarded him as a chance to advance her own career. She played her cards correctly and moved swiftly to arrange for Harry to become engaged, married, live apart from his family, and return to LA all within a few short years. Whoa, what a blinder. Harry now appears to be experiencing some major buyer's remorse, though. He might have led a life similar to Zara's or Eugenie's, where he was a member of the royal but was not constantly in the public eye. He had the option to continue receiving favors, have excellent relations with his family, and reside in the UK. Instead, he now seems to be a fish out of water and is obviously miserable. It's interesting to note that Harry was in need of a happy marriage like the one he witnessed his brother William have at the time he met Meghan. At the time, Meghan seemed to be the ideal match, but it's obvious today that things didn't work out as expected. It's also important to note that Meghan has a history of using husbands as dinner reservations. She allegedly used her previous husband, producer Trevor Engelson, to advance her own career, and they divorced as a result of their hectic schedules. Harry appears to have fallen victim to the same trap and is now stuck with a life he didn't necessarily choose. Come on, Harry, did you truly believe everything would turn out this way? Did you honestly believe Meghan would stick with it? Friend, it's time to face the music. Now that your bed is made, get in it. And based on appearances, it's not exactly a cozy one. Many thanks for sticking with me. Please subscribe and share with your friends and family if you liked this article and want to keep up with future debates that will make you think. We appreciate you taking the time to visit us, and we hope to see you again soon for more riveting video.